Ahoy there, mateys, welcome aboard. Today, our favorite little monkey, Curious George, is swapping his usual adventures for a life on the high seas. Get ready to hoist the sails and search for treasure, because George is becoming a pirate. Scene change to George looking at a picture book about pirates. It all started on a sunny morning. George was looking at a wonderful book filled with pictures of brave pirates, magnificent ships, and chests overflowing with sparkling treasure. "Ooh, ah," he chattered, his eyes wide with excitement. He saw pirates with cool hats, eye patches, and even a parrot on their shoulder. George thought being a pirate looked like the most fun thing in the world. He wanted to be a pirate too. But how does a little monkey become a pirate? First, you need a pirate costume. George looked around the room. He saw the man with the yellow hat's big black rain boots, perfect for a pirate captain. He wiggled his feet into them. They were a bit big, but they felt very sturdy. Next, a pirate hat. He spotted a newspaper on the table. With a few clever folds he learned from a book, he turned it into a fantastic, pointy pirate hat. "Ah," he chirped, placing it proudly on his head. Now, every pirate needs an eye patch. George found a piece of black cloth and tied it carefully around his head, covering one eye. Everything looked a little different with just one eye, but it felt very pirately. But something was missing, ... a parrot. George didn't have a real parrot, but he did have his favorite yellow stuffed bird, Polly. He gently placed Polly on his shoulder. Captain George and First Mate Polly, ready for adventure. He seemed to say, scene change to the backyard. Dressed in his pirate gear, Captain George marched into the backyard. The backyard wasn't the ocean, but with a little imagination, it could be. The big oak tree became a deserted island, and the little fish pond was the vast blue sea. But where was his pirate ship? George looked at his little red wagon. It was perfect. He climbed in, holding a long stick he found as his spyglass. He was ready to set sail. Just then, the man with the yellow hat came outside. "George, what are you up to?" he asked with a smile, seeing George in his pirate outfit. "Oh, I see. You're a pirate today. Well, Captain George, every pirate needs a treasure map." He quickly drew a map on a piece of paper, marking a big X on it. X marks the spot. George, the treasure is buried somewhere in the yard. George's eyes lit up. A real treasure map. He took the map and studied it carefully. It showed a path from the back porch past the big flower pot and under the swings. "Ew," George chattered excitedly. He knew exactly where to go. He grabbed his small toy shovel, hopped out of his wagon ship, and began his quest. First, he followed the squiggly line on the map to the big flower pot. Was the treasure there? He dug a little in the soft soil next to the pot. No treasure, just a wiggly worm saying hello. George gently put the worm back and looked at his map again. The map showed he had to go further towards the swings. He scurried over to the swings, his big boots flopping with every step. Polly the parrot bounced on his shoulder. The X on the map was right under the middle swing. George started to dig. He dug, and he dug, and he dug. The dirt flew everywhere. He was a very determined little pirate. Finally, his shovel hit something hard. Clink! What could it be? George dug faster with his hands, his curiosity taking over. He pulled out a small wooden box. The treasure chest. He could barely contain his excitement. He squealed with delight. With trembling hands, he opened the lid. Inside, it wasn't gold or jewels. It was something even better. The chest was filled with delicious, round, yellow banana cookies. The best treasure a little monkey pirate could ever hope for. George happily took a big bite of a cookie. It was the perfect reward for a successful treasure hunt. The man with the yellow hat chuckled. "You found it, Captain George. You're the best pirate in the whole wide world." George, with a mouthful of cookie, gave a happy little ooh. He shared a piece of his treasure with his friend, because that's what good captains do. Being a pirate was hard work, but finding treasure and sharing it with friends was the best adventure ever. George decided he loved being a pirate, especially when the treasure was so yummy. Maybe tomorrow he could be an astronaut or a firefighter. With a little curiosity and a lot of imagination, George knew every day could be a brand new adventure. What a fantastic pirate adventure! George showed us that with a little imagination, you can be anything you want to be. I hope you had as much fun as we did. If you enjoyed sailing the 7 seas with George, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing adventures. We can't wait to see you again next time. Bye bye, adventurers.